In this video, you're going to learn all about Pouilly-Fumé wines so that you can discover the joys of this incredible wine. And stay tuned until the end so you can learn how to find even more wines that you're going to love. If you want to live well and enjoy good wine, then subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications so that you can know when I have a fresh tip on Thursdays. I'm Dini, and I've hosted wine tastings for British royalty in my 20 years of teaching wine. I'm sought out for my fun way of doing wine, and I'm going to share that with you today so that you can take your enjoyment of wine to the next level. The first thing you need to know about Pouilly-Fumé wine is that Pouilly-Fumé is the name of a region. Now, this can be tricky because a lot of us are used to wines named after the grape variety, like Chardonnay or Pinot Noir as they're done in California. But in France and many European countries, they name their wines according to the place or the region where they come from, because those regions have a long-standing tradition of making a certain quality and style of wine. So Pouilly-Fumé is a village in the Loire Valley of France that is very famous for their delicious, refreshing white wines made from the Sauvignon Blanc grape. The nice thing about having wine from a region like Pouilly-Fumé is that wines have been made there in the same style for hundreds of years, so you can count on that experience and know-how being passed down for generations and generations. It's kind of the same way that a wine is named Bordeaux or Chianti, because those are both the names of places too. Pouilly-Fumé is a beautiful region that I visited, and I loved it because there's this great contrast between grand castles and small wineries that are made in garages that are just nearly next door. There's a chateau there that makes this wine Ladoucette, and it is just a stunning castle. You absolutely must visit it if you are in the region at all. And that is just nearby the late winemaker Didier Dagueneu, who was really a revolutionary winemaker there. And he's named his wines according to the soil types that come there, such as Silex. And he's really known for these piercing styles of mineral-driven Sauvignon Blanc. It's really an incredible opportunity to go and taste all different kinds of Sauvignon Blancs. And these villages are very nearby the village of Sancerre, which you may have heard of as well for their famous Sauvignon Blanc wines as well. Both Sancerre and Pouilly-Fumé are made from the Sauvignon Blanc grape. Now, don't get Pouilly-Fumé confused with another wine called Pouilly Fuisse, which is another white wine made in France, because the two wines are very different despite the fact that they actually sound very similar. So I don't know about you, but if you find these two things confusing, the difference between a Pouilly-Fumé and a Pouilly Fuisse, I know I confuse them all the time. Let me know in the comments below. Just write a yes for those of you who also get confused between the two. The difference between these wines is vast. First of all, they're in different places. Pouilly-Fumé is in the Loire Valley of France. Pouilly Fuisse is actually within the region of Burgundy, where their white wines are typically made with Chardonnay. So Pouilly Fuisse is Chardonnay, Pouilly-Fumé is Sauvignon Blanc, and Fumé is actually another name for the Sauvignon Blanc grape. What this means is that when you taste a Pouilly-Fumé, you're gonna get a lot of those really fresh spring-like aromas to it. It's going to smell and taste like grapefruit, a little bit of lemon, maybe even some fresh cut grass or herbaceous notes to it. All of those things are very typical of a Pouilly-Fumé. Pouilly Fuisse, because it's made more with Chardonnay, is gonna be more of a golden apple. A lot of times you're going to see more use of oak barrels, which will give it flavors and smells of vanilla and nutmeg and maybe even some caramel tones. And you're also going to find that it's going to be a little bit softer and richer in the mouth if it's a Pouilly Fuisse. Pouilly Fuisse is also a fuller bodied wine, and if you don't know what body means when it comes to wine, then watch my video. You can get the link up there to learn what body means, and that is really a big distinguishing factor between a Pouilly-Fumé, who tends to be lighter in bodied, versus the Pouilly Fuisse. Got it? The only thing you're missing is what to eat with these delicious wines. It's a funny thing, but when I opened up this glass of Pouilly-Fumé this morning, I found Why on earth don't I open and buy Pouilly Fume more often? Because it is just such an absolute delight, a delicious, delicious wine to be able to taste. I just asked myself, what kind of food wouldn't this go with? It's incredibly, incredibly food friendly and versatile. You can have it with things like asparagus and artichoke that tend to actually stump a lot of other wines. They don't go well with many wines, but this goes beautifully with those. So you could do it in some sort of spring risotto or a panzanella. You could have it with paella. You could have it with all sorts of fish and shellfish. It's a beautiful match actually for lobster or a sommelier. My mouth is watering just thinking of all these combinations that I could have for dinner with my Pouilly Fume. So I hope you've learned enough about Pouilly Fume that you want to go out and buy one as soon as possible. You've got to try this wine and then come back and do a live tasting with me where you can ask all of your questions and we can talk about all of the joys of this delicious wine, Pouilly Fume. If this was really cool to be able to discover and hear more about a new kind of wine that you might love, and you would like to be able to find more wines that you'll love, you are going to absolutely love my how to describe wine chart. I think it's really going to give you a lot more of the vocabulary to be able to describe the wines you like and be able to find more wines out there that you will love. So click on the link below and you can get that chart. I'll send you my awesome chart. And if you liked this video, give it a like, share it with all of your wine-loving friends. Remember to subscribe. And I would love to know from you, what kind of wines do you love most and that you would love me to do another video like this about? Let me know in the comments below. And cheers!